at the man. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, and just 5 years, 40 million more. You are now looking at the 40 million bar. I rate for Tef Channel, I'm the 100 million man. R-O-C. That's where you wrong. I came
Man, finally.
Man, it's been a minute now.
Straight Talk No Chaser went on a little vacation.
The streets have been buzzing. They've been like, yo, when are you guys going to do? I got people in Miami, Seattle,
Baltimore,
Canada. They're like, yo, y'all started off so strong and you keep telling us it's going to be 3 podcasts a week, but you only got, this is number
4
5.
total.
This is number 5. And I was like, yeah, we just been busy. You got to listen to the show. I told them the show's been pretty good. It was hot on Monday. Everybody's been buzzing about that.
Yeah, that was, I'm still hearing about Monday's show.
Yeah.
I'm in the grocery store today and somebody comes up behind me talking about Monday's show.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's been pretty crazy. Denny Thompson, James Coleman, Straight Talk, No Chaser. We do got to do a better job, though.
Hey, man, I'm good.
I know. You're gonna blame me.
I'm gonna keep blaming you in the street when they be like, "Yo, when you gonna put another podcast out?" I was like, "I don't know." Ask Denny Thompson.
Have you noticed though that you blame me for everything?
You're white.
Have you noticed that?
You're white. You should be used to this.
I mean, every single thing that somebody questions you on Facebook, not only do you blame me, you tag me.
Yeah, I want to make sure you know. I mean, I'm not going to talk behind your back. I want to make sure you see it. I'm not Brutus.
You are.
I'm going to make sure you see. I'm going to stab you from the front.
I see that. I see that. You're some friend I got here. Yeah, whose fault is it? Denny's. It's his.
I don't know. Just gotta be Denny. You want to go to Wicked Barley? I don't know. Ask Denny.
No, you got kicked out of Wicked Barley.
Yeah, man. It was a rough weekend for me, man. You know, Florida State losing. I'm trying to be a Jags fan, and the team that I am a fan of, the Bucks, they get their ass whooped too. So I mean, it
was a bad weekend for you. We were in Jacksonville, for those of you that don't know that, and it's been an interesting week. It's been a lot of "I told you so's" coming from James and I, which I ain't gonna lie.
I'm petty. I love it.
I mean, I'll stick my chest. I'd rather them win.
Yeah,
but that ain't gonna happen.
It's not my fault. I ain't the GM. It's not my fault. They suck.
Yeah. Oh, they suck. It's like a level of suck that only Cleveland has seen.
Yeah, I mean Cleveland. I mean Detroit's been pretty bad, but
not this bad.
But yeah,
not this bad. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Here's what we got today. We're going to start off with Man Code. I'll let you get there in a second because you got to get something off your chest.
Yeah, I've been building this up for a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, I'll let you get there. But we're also going to talk about college football playoff predictions. We're going to try to give like playoff predictions just as a joke, knowing how crazy it is right now.
Can we do it like they do the NFL draft predictions? They have like 20.
No,
so like we can eventually go back. So no, I'm saying like we can eventually give 20 different teams. We can eventually say,
I told you.
See, I told you this was going to happen. But which time?
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about college football officially starts for me this weekend. It doesn't start till a certain event that takes place this weekend. So I'll talk about that. There's a new Sports Illustrated poll we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Most disliked, not hated, because that wouldn't be politically correct.
Yeah, like the world is right now.
Yeah. So most disliked football players, we're going to get into that. No surprise who number one is. We're going to have to come up with a flip a coin moment every week.
We got to. It's times when you need to. I had a couple flip a coin moments up in Atlanta.
I had a flip a coin moment when we went on air on Monday. Whether to be professional.
Oh, well, you know what I want
or to lose my mind.
No, I'm always going to err on the side of lose your mind. I'm going to push the button.
We did that.
Worst case scenario, we get fired. Then we go try to do something else.
And then we'll get into some NFL as well. We'll get fired. Yeah. I'm glad. People must not have been listening. That mattered Monday night.
Oh, yeah. Well, damn sure. The Jags damn sure weren't listening.
Well, we even got accused of being sexist.
Yeah, but her thing was weak. I get mad. Like if you want to accuse me of something, if I offend you, it's like the Forever Jags group. Yeah. When they were talking about how we were bashing, like I don't want to get, dude. I want to purposely offend you. Like I don't want to accidentally offend anybody. That offends me. The fact that I can accidentally offend you.
You want to be the best.
I want to be the best. Like if I'm saying it, I want to make sure it's pointed, it's sharp, and you definitely know I'm really trying to get at you.
Well, that's how bad it got on Monday night. Just so local or people who aren't local know, we actually had.
Can I say what one of our text line? I think one of the text line people was probably right.
What?
I mean, she probably was a beauty queen at one point.
40 pounds ago?
40 pounds ago.
Yeah.
There's people like that. Hell, I looked a lot better 40 pounds ago, too.
Yeah. I ain't scared to put some weight on now. Bro, look, before we get started, let me just tell you a quick story. So, You know, our guy Wellington Hawkins, our
Yeah.
State Farm guy who we use for everything. So I had to get some life insurance.
Yeah.
So I went and got the blood drawn, all that kind of stuff yesterday. Dude, I've put on every single pound that I lost.
Yeah, 'cause you were looking good.
Like, that's
A year ago.
45 pounds.
Yeah.
In 1 year, I lost 45, kept it off for maybe a couple months, and put it back on.
Mm-hmm. You want to know what's going to help you?
What?
All the sponsors that we have for our radio show.
We got credits like everywhere.
Yeah, we might have we might have one of our meeting spots coming on soon. So I mean, it's not even, I mean, everyone, if people don't know, all of our sponsors are either liquor, beer, or food.
Yeah.
And not even like, well, we have one that's healthy, but we never go on the healthy days. We hit up Jay only on Tuesday and Fridays when he's cooking the most unhealthy things that he possibly knows how to do.
It is all beer and liquor and food, isn't it?
That's you know what? Actually, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have been offended. Maybe our listeners are a bunch of drunks and douchebags.
Maybe so.
Maybe, you know, attitude reflects leadership. So maybe I gotta stop, you know, stop lying to myself.
Maybe it's
just
time to look within.
Yeah, look within and be like, maybe they keep calling you that because that's what you are.
Well, let's get to this Manco stuff. We start every show off with a man code violation. You've been on fire lately with man code violations.
Yeah, man. It's just,
what's going on?
Like, you know, I'm a big proponent of you are who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily believe if you're born that way or not, but
oh dear. I already know where we're going with that statement.
Dadgummit, you know, you made a choice. And as long as you do your job, that's all I care about. And it doesn't impede on me. You know, you're not hitting on me. But, you know, OBJ, but it's not OBJ is involved in this, but OBJ, we know what OBJ is. OBJ is pinching butts. He's slapping dudes on the butt. He's checking out other teams' butts. He's over there. He's singing dancing, twerking with his best friend with no shirts on.
Your boy twerked the other night, though.
Yeah, he twerked by himself, though, but that was a little questionable, too. Antonio Brown. But, you know, he's tickling. He's getting tickled, and finally, like I told my wife was telling me, like, she wishes that I tickled her the way Des Bryant tickled OBJ.
That was crazy. And if you haven't seen what we're talking about, you got to look that up.
Bottom line is, OBJ, it is what it is. He's the first openly gay NFL player that's any good. We know this. He may not want to come out and say it, but, bro,
you're calling it.
You're calling it. When there's smoke, there's fire. It's okay. You know why it's okay? He's all pro. He does his thing. He gets you 15 points on fantasy football.
Maybe he's just emotional.
He could be. He's light skinned, a little light skinned, but that's not the point. The thing is, and again, this man law violation isn't about OBJ.
Okay.
It's about what happened a couple weeks ago. It's okay for OBJ because we know about him.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie that I'm worried about.
What?
Now let me tell you this. Let's set the scene.
All right.
It's a bunch of men.
Okay. What's a bunch?
Like, okay, we'll say 6 or 7.
Okay. All right.
You just had a hard day. You just had a really good workout.
Okay.
You want to go loosen up a little bit, you go get in the jacuzzi. Now, back in my day, when I was playing, and even if I go to a gym or something like that, every guy has their seat in the corner. There's nobody frolicking in the middle.
No.
Just hanging out. You may talking to each other. It's head and eyes up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's swimming in a jacuzzi because it's not deep enough.
Swimming?
Yeah, I'm gonna get
There's
to the
no
point.
need to go underwater in a jacuzzi.
No need to go underwater in a jacuzzi.
Okay.
Now
you got me interested.
With men there. Now, I've got some stories, but that's for another podcast. But these guys with the Giants, they just had a good day at work, good day in the office.
Okay.
So they're going in and they're hanging out. Now, we've sang some songs sometimes when you're joking more in the cold tub. We would sing Wade in the Water.
Right.
Or, Go chasing waterfalls or something dealing with water.
Just being silly.
What would you do if you and your boy, if you walked in on men singing Sexual Healing in unison?
I'd walk out.
Yeah. Well, but that's not
Whoa.
That's part of the man law violation.
Hold on.
It was a bunch of men.
All of them were singing that?
All close together. And it was like, when I get that feeling, I want sexual healing. And then OBJ reached his hand out like he was really feeling and harmonizing the note.
Right.
And then out of the water rises Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie from right in front of OBJ. From out of the water emerges. It reminded me of a scene of one of my favorite movies, Coming to America. In the bathroom scene. The only thing that he could have done that would have made it even more equal sign plus rainbow coalition LGBTFS ABCYD Q would have been if he would have said the royal penis is clean.
It was like that?
It was just like that. It was a slow emergence, and you're just sitting there like, yo, what are you thinking? Like, what are you guys doing?
That's.
Like, so just in my opinion, IMHO, in my humble opinion,
okay,
men should not be that. There's a certain seating arrangement that you need to have in a jacuzzi.
You should have arm length.
Arm length.
Yes.
Number 2, you probably shouldn't be singing songs of sexual orientation.
No, definitely shouldn't.
And number 3, no man should be submerged in the water in front of another man's crotch area.
Can we back up a second?
Yes.
I mean, I'm thinking about all the different things, and the thing that, like, I can understand, like, the joke end of things because of the Snapchat and all that crap that all these guys are wanting to do. But I mean, I can't even get past the singing together.
No, but see, like, I expect OBJ was the main person singing. I'm okay with OBJ. But the backup dancers and the backup singers, and then the guy up under the water, the man law violation is, 1, you should not, as a man, I think you should associate, if you're a heterosexual male, to the best of your ability, you should associate with other heterosexual males in that capacity. Doesn't mean you can't work with them. Do your thing. But you definitely shouldn't be frolicking.
Yeah, I don't have any problem being around.
No, I don't have a problem either. But I'm not going to be like rubbing in a hot tub. Yeah, I'm not going to get in the hot tub. It's not anything against them. It's not them. It's me.
Is that the actual? That's him singing. Do it again. Play it again. One more time. Oh, we got dead air.
Yeah. You hear the harmonization in the background.
Oh man, no.
So I mean, those are my things. That's my man law violation. A local one though is there's a black frat. I gotta sneak this one in.
All right.
It's a black frat called Kappa Alpha Psi. It's no knock on them. I joke around saying I know 10 straight ones. And my god brother whose wedding I went to actually is a Kappa. His dad. Nothing wrong with being in a Kappa, but there's nothing wrong with driving your female's car. There is something wrong with it's a Saturn. It's red. It has delicious in the front tag. You look like you're both over 300 pounds. And they have this song called Candy. That's their stroll song. Like they do a little dance and they do a little shimmy. 2 men over 300 pounds should not be in a Saturn shimmying.
Wait. The 2 men that are over 300 pounds have a song?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming they were both Kappas. And like Candy came on, and then like the windows was down, and they were getting after it. This was me on the way to the station, and they're like, "Ooh," and they were just shimmying it up. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, bro, you guys can't shimmy. No, you can't. You about to shimmy out of that thing.
I feel like it said delicious on the front.
It said delicious. So that's how I knew it was a woman's car. I'm hoping that was a woman's car. Very few. Man law violation. Don't have a specialty tag that says delicious.
Just take it off. If you're going to borrow the car, take it off. It takes you 5 seconds. But I feel like men just in general have decided that they just don't care anymore.
It's going back to that androgynous period where, like what Charlie Murphy said, the dude that acts the most like a chick is just trying to get all the women.
Yeah.
I think when Prince died, he put some estrogen back in the air. Because I ain't gonna lie, that's the most feminine man that I've ever seen, but ain't nobody was smashing chicks like him.
Like Prince?
Like Prince. Prince was the man when it came to chicks love Prince. Put it like that.
All right, can we move on?
Let's do it.
All right, so where do you want to go? College football or this SI poll? Let's go to the poll.
Yeah.
Let's go to the poll. So shouldn't really say
from OBJ. Let's go to the poll.
Yeah. Anyway, did you notice that there was a Cromartie and a sexual story? That's a shocker.
And they're related.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, wow, they're just in some of everything, ain't they?
Yeah. So SI did this poll of the most disliked football players, and the top 5 is kind of interesting. Number 1's no surprise, it's Colin Kaepernick. But what is surprising to me is only 29% of the people polled named Colin Kaepernick, which makes him the most disliked. I honestly would have thought that would have been closer to half.
Well, considering everything that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, Colin Kaepernick's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's just what he is. So if you know who Colin Kaepernick is, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not enough people, even if you're not an avid football watcher or an avid news watcher, you don't know who Colin Kaepernick is.
They just know him as the big guy with the guy with the big afro.
Right.
That's kneeling.
That's kneeling, yeah. And they probably not know his name. But 29%, I would have thought would have been closer to 50. But number one doesn't surprise me at all. There's a trend with these, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you got Colin Kaepernick at 1. You got Jameis Winston at 2. 22%. Now, that number's high for me. Because if you're not in the state of Florida, do you really still remember all the Jameis Winston drama in college? Because you haven't done anything in the NFL to warrant this.
No, not at all. And yes, people, the reason why they do is because it was round-the-clock coverage on ESPN for a college guy.
Yeah, but if only 29% know Colin Kaepernick, who's doing a social experiment, if you will, or demonstration.
But Jameis is a starter. And then there was then they re-engaged it when they released that documentary about where the girl gave her side of the story about the rape allegations. Yeah. So I mean, Jameis has been in there, and then what we've known people is that they hold a grudge. Think about, Jameis was Florida State's Tim Tebow. Outside of, not from a,
No, I got you. Popularity wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people don't like Tim Tebow.
Now, number 3, I completely get.
This is the only guy that actually probably really, really has earned himself a place on this list.
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh was number 3 on this, and I completely understand that. And you know what? I think Ndamukong Suh probably is framing this article. He's probably proud of it.
He probably he understands it as well.
Yeah. Tom Brady's 4. All right, at 13%. Is that all about Deflategate?
No. It's all about Tom Brady. People hate Tom Brady because he's Tom Brady. He has everything. You got to hate a guy who's got a hot wife. He's rich. He's got all kinds of Super Bowl wins, and he's going to probably be a Hall of Famer, and he's on the best team in the NFL consistently.
So you think it has nothing to do?
I think that's part of it. But I think right now, the way Deflategate went and the way that Roger Goodell's kind of keeps, making things happen, like more fans are going to side with a player at this point than they would with the NFL. I think a lot of people have actually kind of moved past Deflategate. They were kind of tired of talking about balls.
Yeah, no, that's probably true, and I think you're probably right. It's the Patriots are so good that people just hate them.
Now, the one thing that I will say that shocks me about Colin Kaepernick, and I wonder who they actually interview and who does these polls, because right now, Colin Kaepernick has the most popular selling jersey in the NFL.
Yeah, but so does Tom Brady. People who, if you're not hated by people, you're doing something wrong.
That's a good point. Winston Churchill.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me at all. Ben Roethlisberger, number 5.
Right.
I can only assume that that's because of his rape trial.
Yeah, and then he's got like they had the motorcycle incident, if I remember correctly, and then he's kind of brash, and he actually fit but then again, he is a Midwest guy, so he fits the Pittsburgh like just through and through.
Well, what's interesting is as we're sitting here doing this, I was just curious. I pulled up the 15 most hated athletes. Okay,
LeBron's probably in there somewhere.
So LeBron's number 1.
Yeah.
And this is of 2016. Now, this isn't old. This is of 2016. The Sportster.com ranked these. LeBron's number 1, which what's interesting, this was probably done before the Colin Kaepernick stuff, is Tom Brady is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe is number 3.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He probably, which I don't, it's always, I don't necessarily think we know he had an extramarital affair. We do know that. And we know he also has a thing where he essentially snitched on everybody else in the NBA when he got in trouble.
That's a fair point. Well, here's what I'm going to do. LeBron James, because he left Cleveland and then came back.
Yeah.
Right? That's number 1.
Essentially.
But let's see if we can name why on all these. Tom Brady, because of he's Tom Brady.
Yep.
He's good. And we just talked about Kobe. How about Floyd Mayweather, 4?
Brash, makes a lot of money, talks a lot of trash, can't read.
Okay. Cam Newton, number 5.
Wine after the Super Bowl. Dabbing. He'd probably be rated higher now after his comments in favor of Kaepernick. It would have been lower because he went against it, but now he's in favor of it. Be higher next year.
Yeah. I think that the Super Bowl had a ton to do.
And people really didn't like. I mean, white people were going crazy.
I was going
about
crazy.
dabbing. I'm talking about the dabbing. Like, oh my God, it's implicit. It's ruining our children. The dabbing and scoring touchdowns and celebrating is what's ruining our kids.
Care about the dabbing. He acted like a little.
No, after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but I understand where you're coming from too.
Cristiano Ronaldo's 6. We ain't gonna talk about that. I don't know anything about him. Bryce Harper 7. Because he's a turd.
Young guy plays the game with excitement. Doesn't play it the way the old guard likes it.
He's a turd.
Old people hate change.
Hockey player 8, which we don't.
Who's the hockey player?
Brad Marchand.
Okay, no, that's not what I was thinking.
Tony Romo is 9
because people hate Dallas Cowboys, and he's underachieved in the playoffs.
Do people? Well, I guess you're right because Dez Bryant's 10. I guess it is a Cowboys thing.
People hate Cowboys. Dez Bryant is a terrible teammate. Well, yeah, it's been a terrible teammate.
I'm not going to go through all these. But I will say Blake Griffin is 12.
I don't know why people hate Blake Griffin. It's because he's light skinned.
Huh.
He's actually twilight skinned, like those vampires.
Conor McGregor 13.
Yeah, he's Irish.
Black hockey player 14
because he's a black hockey player.
Yeah, I don't like him because he's a black hockey player. I mean, can we at least have hockey?
I mean, right now, yeah. Based upon the comments that coach made, you probably got hockey all.
I mean, what do we got left? We got NASCAR and hockey.
Lacrosse.
Not for long.
Yeah, not for long. Actually,
I've seen enough of that game to know when we're at a disadvantage.
I just realized that if you go and you say who the best lacrosse players are to anybody in the know, they're going to say Jim Brown, a black dude named Johnny Christmas, and then 2 other black brothers. Like, I just forgot. My bad. There is one guy who's really legit, but he's Indian. So,
and then Ronda Rousey 15, which my feeling on female fighters, but I'm just going to offend everybody. If I offend you and you're black because I want to keep a sport semi-white, then just get over it.
I mean, but listen, it's too many. Hockey, you don't really have to worry. That guy is black, but he's French. He's not really black. It's a difference. He's like he's Canadian, French Canadian, I think, the black hockey player.
I mean, I got a 5-year-old. I want him to be able to play something.
But here's the thing: it's too many variables. 1, it's cold. We don't really like being cold like that.
All right.
2. Brothers don't really know how to ice skate like that. We ain't got the means to go ice skate.
Well, I don't know many white people in Florida that know how to ice skate.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a stereotypical thing, but I don't see many brothers ice skating. And the only thing that's kind of really cool about it is that you get to fight, but it's very hard to fight on ice skates.
It is hard to fight on ice skates. If you can fight on ice skates, I don't want to fight you without ice skates. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, you're probably a bad person.
Yeah. You just go stereotypical.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. No, I did not. No, because I've been having to use our term that we use on our show all the time on Facebook. It's not stereotypical. It's not racist. I've been using descriptors. So I mean, listen.
I think when you talk about sports, some of it would be stereotypical. I mean, straight talk, no chaser. So I'll just say it. I don't really see. Although, you know what? I can't say that because I just did in the Olympics. I was going to say swimming.
Yeah, we like right now, and I got a couple partners who put their little girls in swimming.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you've told me you ain't swimming.
No, me, nah. When sharks learn how to run, I'll learn how to swim. Now,
come out in a pool, dog.
Now, Trey is learning how to swim right now, and it's a struggle. It's actually, I'm actually to the point where I want to quit for him.
Really?
But my brother-in-law is actually is a swim instructor. But my son's he likes splashing and doing all the other stuff. You ain't letting go.
Yeah,
that boy got the grip of a 50-year-old man that worked as a mechanic. Like, you try to let him go in the water? Nah.
So what you're telling me is we need to hold on to hockey, golf. I
don't know, man. Perkins.
No, we're safe.
We get some people. Now. We get some people around Perkins.
And what else?
Cricket.
Cricket's
not really big.
White American playing cricket.
That's true. I don't really know. I mean,
soccer?
Rugby is
no, not soccer.
There's some brothers dominating rugby.
Yeah.
Soccer.
No, not really.
We're not really interested in soccer. I don't really like commie ball.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. How we got to that off of the most disliked football players? I don't know. Welcome to our show.
Football.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So NFL, real quick. Let's get NFL, and then we'll hit some college football stuff, and then we'll be out of here. How about that? NFL. let's start with this. Cleveland, Minnesota's luck. Holy cow.
Like,
Minnesota finally is relevant. They get a brand new stadium. Did you see that thing?
Mm-hmm.
That thing is
nice.
Awesome. Yeah, and they come in like the odds-on favorite for the most wins and all this kind of stuff, and bang, down goes Bridgewater in a really weird thing. They trade off their future to get Bradford. They get Bradford in, getting some reps, and no sooner does that happen than AP goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Done? Season done?
Nah.
I don't think so either.
No.
Just bad luck?
Bad luck. Stephen Diggs, you still got dynamic wide receiver. Defense is still pretty good.
Defense is legit.
Now we get to see if Sam Bradford is any good.
Well, what's the odds he stays healthy?
Very few.
I mean, it's your backup better be ready.
Yeah.
They better be getting equal reps. It's that sure that he's going to go down at some point.
You saw like when he played in the last game when the AP got hurt, he deeply bruised his non-throwing hand. He was like rubbing on that, and they had to send him to get X-rays.
Jeez.
So we're like, man, jeez.
And then Cleveland, you know what, Cleveland? When Jacksonville is saying we feel sorry for you, you're terrible. You're just terrible. I mean.
But they've won a game, though, right? Or are they 0-2?
No, they haven't won a game. They were up by 20 this past
they had
week,
a
and
chance.
they lost.
Oh, yeah, because, here's Chris. It didn't get, did you hear about what happened to the best player on their team?
Josh Gordon?
Nah, Christopher Coleman.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's out.
But didn't they lost both their quarterbacks, too, though?
Yes, and Josh Gordon's getting ready to come back, and now he's got a warrant out.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because Cleveland.
Yeah.
What did Cleveland do? Is
That's
Cleveland
my
on
point.
Is Cleveland like? I gotta ask my man Alex if Cleveland is on like a burial ground or something. Like if it's just doomed to be for mediocrity, or like what did? And maybe LeBron James is Illuminati. Maybe he sacrificed some kid or something so that they can win a championship with the basketball team.
I mean, the Cleveland Browns it's almost gotten to be.
Do you think it's the curse of Jim Brown?
I don't know what it is, dude. I'm kind of laughing because the people aren't going to know this. Who's our favorite coach in the NFL?
Oh, Jim Bob.
Jim Bob
Cooter.
Cooter. So on NFL.com right now, I'm looking on there. It says Cooter for president.
Oh, of course.
Talking about how great Jim Bob Cooter's doing in Detroit. We've been on
that Cooter bandwagon for a minute.
We have started the Cooter fan club.
We have put Cooter on a pedestal in here. Like who wouldn't? Who doesn't like good Cooter?
I mean, listen, Cooter in football.
That's the best thing. That's
it's
some of the best things you can get. There's nothing more American than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cleveland, but at least Cleveland has some excitement, unlike
with
here. Which I guess the excitement if you're a San Diego fan.
Well, we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to. In fact, let's get to that now. So the NFL is all parity, right?
Right.
That's what they want. Well, they got it. After 2 weeks, talk about perfect symmetry. Here you go. 8 teams, 0-2. 8 teams, 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
The other 16, 1-1. It don't get any more perfect. So half the league is either defeated or undefeated, and half the league is 500.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 weeks. So that's parity at its finest. All right, so now when we look at 0-2 teams, I'm going to read these off, and then we're going to talk about whose season's done.
Okay.
Over. Finished. Miami Dolphins?
Not yet.
I don't think so either. They started off with 2 really tough games. You go 2 Seattle and then 2 New England?
I don't count the New England game, though.
Why?
Because it shouldn't have been tough. At New England with Tom Brady, yes.
But Garoppolo tore him up to start.
Well, you're right. But I'm just saying that just on paper, it should have been, if Miami's finally what they say they are every year, this should have been the year that they should have been able to get them.
You get one of the 2 in at least. Yeah, I got you. I don't think they're done
But
either.
I don't think they're done.
So staying in the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills, yes, they're done.
Yeah. They Sammy Watkins is not – it's something really, really wrong with him.
When is everybody going to catch on that Rex Ryan is not a good coach?
I think after this season when he gets fired and the Jaguars hire him.
Don't go there. Cleveland Browns in the AFC North is the only defeated team 0-2. Yeah, they're not
done.
only done for the season, they're done forever.
Yeah.
Just give it up, Cleveland. If you want to support the team because you're just like the dog pound, then good for you. AFC South, Indianapolis Colts, done. They're done. It's a defense that is absolutely horrendous. They've given up 73 points in 2 games. They're terrible.
Yeah, man, Andrew Luck hasn't really been playing that well.
No.
I called this last year and people said I was crazy. like that maybe Andrew Luck might be slightly overrated. Maybe he stepped into a situation that was like really, really good with Peyton Manning. Like they tanked for him. And then when those tools got a little older and they couldn't be there, then we've been seeing them slowly digress.
I'll say this. If he is done, if he is overrated, I'm shocked because I don't really know, unless it's a mental thing, he doesn't have a physical flaw in his game. You know what I mean? He's fast. He's big. He's got a huge arm. He's accurate. All the above. So it's got to be a mental thing. How do you go through a couple of years being mentally sharp and you all of a sudden get done? I mean, did he move to Oregon or Colorado or California in the offseason? I mean, what's going on?
Well, he got hurt, but then he also had weapons.
I bet it's a girl.
It's always a girl.
I bet you that's exactly what happened.
You know what?
You dig deep enough.
You know, when Matt Stafford, when they get done with Matt Stafford in Detroit, maybe they can just go get him with Cooter.
Yeah. Yep.
Get him with some Cooter and things can change. Luck. Sometimes it takes luck.
Jags 0-2. We won't get back on that, but they're terrible. They're done. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And the fact that they still have a coach after he's won 12 games out of 50 lets you know our expectations here in Jacksonville.
He's not the worst coach ever.
No, the worst coach ever.
But the worst coach ever was also the owner.
The owner. He couldn't fire himself. This was in like the 40s. Yeah.
So he's close, though.
Yeah, he's close. The Redskins 0-2.
Yes.
Done?
They're done. Here's the funny thing about the Redskins, and this is what karma comes in. Now it's a revolt in the locker room against Kirk Cousins. They're saying they don't want him and they don't like the way he's leading the team. Kirk Cousins was riding high saying, "You like that?"
Yeah.
And now
run RG3 out, the same stuff.
And then now you're feeling the heat, brother.
Yeah.
It's tough to be in the nation's capital.
When they were one of those, they were like, I would say 60 or 70% of the people that I heard picked them to win the NFC East.
I didn't pick them to win because once I saw them pick up Josh Norman and it really set in on me. Why is nobody else picking up a guy like Josh Norman? Like, why didn't the Jags? Even though I still think they maybe should have. But you got all this money. It's a lot of people who could have picked him up. But why didn't nobody do it? And why didn't Carolina
re-sign him?
Well,
no, they just cut him.
They just cut him. Like they offered him the free agent tender, I think.
Yeah.
Not free agent, excuse me, the franchise tender. He didn't accept it quick enough. Then they rescinded it.
Yeah.
But then I look at
They just let him walk.
They just let him walk. Then I look at what he's like. To let him walk just makes it even crazier. Like they didn't want anything for him. But then I look at what's happening. You know, he talks all this trash about being a world-class corner, and I hinted a little bit about we just need him to shut up and play. AB destroys them and twerks while he's doing it. They get destroyed last week, and then they're paying, well, he's not the guy. They're not doing anything when he's on it. Well, damn it, why isn't he on it? Why isn't your number one corner?
No, I told you this on our show. I got why he's not on it, and I understood. Now I'll say this, because they said the defense coordinator came out and said, we're not at that point where we can move him around and affect the other 10 positions. I got that. Or at least be the back 5 or 6 positions and where they line up. But if you weren't at that spot last week, how are you there this week? Because now they're saying he will follow OBJ. Now, if you want me to be a conspiracy theorist, I think you could make an argument the NFL may have made a phone call on that and said, look, New York, Washington, we need these two matched up after last year.
Oh, yeah, because it's different. Like, I get it. Not shadow. I'm not suggesting that. But just like you have your field and boundary corner, you have your strong side or your weak side corner. You can put him on the same side as OBJ. You can put him on the same side as AB. Now, if they motion him away from you, there's not much that you can do with that, and that's clearly seen. But the one glaring stat is that it's not just the one wide receiver that's getting off. It's both. So, like, AB had almost 200 yards when they played the Steelers. The other receiver had like 60, 70 yards in a touchdown. Somebody ain't stopping nothing, and they're not just throwing it to the guy that's not getting covered by Josh Norman. Yeah. So, those are – and then, now, granted, the running game also, the teams are running all over the Redskins, so that doesn't help either.
So, bottom line is they're done. They got no chance.
Yes, I don't think so.
They can mail it in and start talking draft.
I think the Giants I can't believe I'm saying this, the Eagles are the teams in that division.
Yeah. The Bears. I think the Bears outside of Cleveland could be the worst football team in the NFL this year.
Jay Cutler is terrible.
It wouldn't shock me. The Jags and the Bears play at some point this year. It wouldn't shock me if the Jags are favored in that game. That's how bad the Bears are.
I think that's going to be a competition to see who wants to lose bad enough.
Who wants the number 2 pick?
Yes, like because they're gonna what you're gonna see is like interceptions like you've never seen before. You're gonna see
play calls.
Yeah, the annexation of Puerto Rico will be called. The Statue of Liberty, but the defense gets the ball as opposed to the offense gets it. It's gonna be all kind of craziness.
So the last one pains me to say, and maybe this is my heart speaking instead of my head, but the Saints are 0-2. I don't think they're done at all. I think if anything, they're the best 0-2 team in the league. Drew Brees has been a baller these first 2 games. They're in a division that the Panthers don't look like they were what they were last year. This doesn't look that way to me. The Bucs are very beatable, and the Falcons aren't very good. So I mean, I don't think the Saints are done by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I think they would have to produce more on offense. I mean, that's the only way they're going to win. Very difficult to make it to the playoffs.
Monday night game this coming week. Atlanta.
I got Atlanta.
Saints. Really?
I'm better about the Saints right now.
Why?
Forget them.
Because they cut you?
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault, not theirs.
Partially.
Partially?
It takes 2 to tango.
Well, I mean, they lost the first week to Oakland in what was a crazy, crazy game. And then last week they lost 16-13 to the Giants. So that's the 0-2 teams. The 2-0 teams are the Patriots. What the hell's going on in New England? How is this possible? How do you lose everything they've lost? You don't have a roster that you look at and go,
that's the sexiest roster in the NFL.
Yeah, but they just kill people. I mean, what is going on? Speaking of killing people, one of your best players is still in jail and will be in jail the rest of his life. You don't skip a beat for killing people.
You only go and you find new tight ends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is Bill Belichick that good, or am I supposed to start believing that they really are cheating? Like, I mean, what is it?
Well, I don't think they do the best at obtaining information. They have a great culture, and you fit in and you do things the New England way. They have the most.
But why is he the only one that can pull that off? Well, I mean, is there another coach that can say you're going to do it my way?
Mm-hmm. I think he has an owner that truly believes in him, and their scouts and their. Well, I look at when Tom Brady first started. I remember at one point they were talking about their offensive line. It was a bunch of 6th and 7th round and undrafted free agents. Mm-hmm. So they went and they found guys. I don't know how they measured this, who had heart, who wanted to play in the NFL, who didn't mind not making max money. So I think he's done the best at finding that.
I mean, it's unbelievable what they do. They're 2-0. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, both 2-0. Houston,
like Baltimore won't be 2-0 for much longer, but yeah,
they'll be 3-0.
Well, they'll be 3-0 this week. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like they ain't like it's gonna come to a head.
Yeah,
with Baltimore.
Houston, which was both of our preseason picks to possibly even go to the AFC Championship. We talked about all offseason how good Houston.
You know how good their defense is?
Oh, it's crazy.
They're winning in spite of terrible quarterback play.
Yeah, and yeah.
Like, he's throwing like 3 interceptions and they're just getting 5. Like, they're just figuring out how to win.
Yeah, they've only scored 3 offensive touchdowns.
Which is, that's exactly what you want to do when you spend a lot of money in offseason on acquisitions.
Their defense, seriously, could go down in history as one of the top 10 in the NFL.
Especially if if some miraculous way they win a Super Bowl, it definitely will be one of the ones that's talked about. You got Cushion, you got Roy Boy Cushions, J.J. Watson. J.J. Watt's in that same category to me as Usain Bolt. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, there's something going on.
But he's doing something.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah. You don't go from a walk-on to, like, a creator player from off of NCAA. Like, that's just something's going on here.
Broncos 2-0, which I'm shocked by, but, hey, you got to give it to them. They just win, and they've been doing this for
They do it with
years.
the defense, and they have a rookie quarterback who just try not to turn the ball over.
He's actually playing pretty well.
Yep.
Giants, Eagles both undefeated. The Vikings undefeated. And that's it. That's it. The entire NFC West is 1-1. The entire league. So after 2 weeks, man, I mean, don't think we know anything more except for the teams that normally suck. They still suck.
I think we'll know more after week 4.
Yeah, well, I hope so. After week 4, if we've got 8 teams 2-2, 8 teams 4-0, or 8 teams 0-4, 8 teams 4-0, and 16 teams 2-2,
it's going to be a little aggravating.
Hey, so you already mentioned this real quick, and I'm not gonna get onto you too badly. But you already mentioned last week in college football, and it leads into what I want to talk about with college football real quick is y'all got just hammered. Y'all being Florida State. Y'all got embarrassed. Thank God that y'all scored 10 in the fourth to actually make it where it wasn't 62-10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it just shows me exactly what we're about to talk about, which is anybody who gets on air and says, "Hey, these 4 teams are going to make the playoffs," they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're like your father-in-law who's a stockbroker. He don't know what the hell he's talking about either. Mm-hmm. All right, there's no way to predict this stuff.
If anybody says they predicted Louisville in the Final Four, I'm gonna call them a goddamn liar.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way. And so let's try to sift through this. Give me one team that you feel pretty certain will be in the Final Four.
Ohio State.
Really? Even though they got to play Michigan.
Yeah, I like what Ohio State's looking like right now. I think I would pick Ohio State over. I wouldn't dare put it on paper and publish it, but I would put Ohio State over Alabama. Like in my mind, the way they're playing right now.
Because mine actually, I've got 2 that I feel confident in. One of which is Stanford.
Well, yeah, with Christian McCaffrey,
it's not as much about that as it is that they're recognized as a very good team, and I just don't think their schedule's all that tough because I think out west is weak right now.
Very weak.
I mean, Oregon, enough with the uniforms. You can pull off these crazy uniforms when you're good, but when you're not good, you can't pull them off. You're looking like idiots now.
I mean, they've got to play Utah, right?
Who?
Stanford.
I don't know.
Because if they play Utah's kind of the same team. That's why they've had success in the Pac-12. I still think USC has enough athletes to be dangerous. I think you can't judge them based on the Alabama game. But outside of that, I don't think if they don't play any of those teams, nobody else is tripping them up.
And they got UCLA this week.
UCLA is, they got a lot of NFL talent. Just because it hasn't translated this season, that's where you get tripped up and you can get messed up. Like NFL talent, like Florida State, we lost that game to Louisville. Doesn't mean our team sucks. We got tons of NFL talent. It's just those guys were peaking in the NFL. And I think that's what happened with UCLA. Their guys, now that you would hope that they're refocused.
Well, here's their schedule, and this is why I feel fairly confident in this, is they're at UCLA, and then they're at Washington State at home, at Notre Dame, which, as we said a couple weeks ago, is a joke. And anytime that they're in the top 5, I'm just going to laugh until they prove otherwise. Colorado at home, at Arizona, Oregon State at home, at Oregon, at Cal, and then Rice at home.
Dang, they don't play. They ducked all of those other cats.
That's what I'm saying.
This is supposed to be the year that Washington is Washington. So everybody keeps talking about how this is going to be the year Washington's going to be the best team and they're going to win the Pac-12. So we get to see.
Well, you'll get to see that because it's a 9:00 Eastern game. No, it's not. It's on Friday. It's a 9:00 Eastern game on a Friday.
Why do they do that, man?
Yeah. So
Friday's supposed to be. I get Thursdays. Nobody cares about JV football games besides mom.
Yeah.
But Friday is varsity football. Like, you don't do that. Like, let these coaches go out and recruit. Let them go see the kids. Let these kids get a chance to go to a game as a recruit. To sacrifice that is like sacrificing one of your weeks.
Yeah. No, you're right. Who's your second one?
Alabama.
Yeah, I'm with you. We're the same.
Nobody in the West is beating them, and damn sure nobody in the East.
No, I'm with you there. Alabama's my second one. Who's your third one?
Houston. I think Houston beats Louisville.
You and I are the same. I was expecting you to say Louisville, but I think Tom Herman. You want to talk about a good game with 2 really good coaches? Mm-hmm. That's Houston Louisville. I
think what's going to end up to Louisville's demise. And actually, to Houston's game, Houston plays 2 teams. They've already played one of them, and they don't play them again until Louisville. The game film for all the other stuff does not tell you anything.
No, Tom Herman.
And they're not going to be beat up. This guy's going to come in full of confidence, there's a lot to be said with that. Now, Louisville has played Florida State, they didn't get banged up at all in that game. They still got to play Clemson. They still have some other teams that are notable. I personally believe Louisville, Clemson, and FSU will all equal each other out.
Yeah, nobody from the ACC is making the Final Four.
I actually think I think I'm gonna do Clemson A, Florida State B. I still think so. If they go undefeated the rest of the way, both of those teams can still be in.
If anybody from the ACC makes it, it'll be Miami. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see you look on your face.
No, and people can call me a homer all they want. The only reason I believe Florida State can still do it because if Florida State goes undefeated, they'll play a ranked Florida team, a ranked Miami team, a ranked Clemson team.
I just think it's gonna be too hard to get past that.
Another ranked team in the ACC championship game, and I can't think of the rest of the schedule.
The only way that they can do it is if all the other leagues have somebody with a significant loss too. If this is one of those years where you get through, the SEC can have one loss, they're going to get in. It's just the way it is.
Well, yeah, the SEC is going to the days of a conference getting two. That's not going to happen.
No, it's not. So the SEC is going to get
theirs.
Ohio State or Michigan is going to get the
Big Ten is going to get one.
Right. If Stanford goes undefeated,
it'll be them. But I personally don't believe that somebody's going to go undefeated in the Pac-12. They'll look at the loss and who else that person beat in another conference. I just think when you look at how many ranked teams, the strength of schedule will come into play. I personally don't want them to be in there because I don't want to see Houston again. If that's what Louisville did, I can only imagine what Houston's going to do.
Well, I mean, my fourth one is Michigan. I think Michigan beats Ohio State.
So you have Ohio? Oh no, you don't have Ohio State.
No, I've got Alabama, Houston, Stanford, and Michigan.
Okay,
that's my four right there. I just and the Michigan Ohio State winner goes.
Yeah, as long as they're in their position. Yeah,
I can't be sold on Michigan State yet. I watched that first game against Furman, and I just can't be sold on them just yet.
I can't be sold on Michigan because Michigan should have lost their last game
against Colorado. Yeah, no, but they put up a ton of points and they went on a run. Michigan State never did that. At no point did they do that. And in Ohio State, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like Ohio State, so maybe that's
because Urban Meyer.
Yeah, so I can't stand Urban Meyer. I can't stand Ohio State. I couldn't stand it before he got there. Now I really can't stand them. College football for me officially starts this weekend because being a Florida fan, we've got Tennessee. And so it officially starts for me this weekend. I can't wait for that.
You're on like the third string quarterback now?
I don't even care. It's Tennessee. There's three teams every year that I just want to beat the hell out of. And it used to only be two teams, Florida State and Tennessee, because I liked Mark Richt.
Mm-hmm.
Now Georgia has catapulted, and my most hated team is Florida State, followed by Michigan, Georgia, and then Tennessee. Tennessee has gotten to me to be just a novelty because I think it's just funny that we've beaten them 11 times in a row, and I'd love to hear all the preseason hype around there and no, this is our year, and it never is. I want to extend the streak. I love it.
I think that'd be – I actually kind of want you guys to do it.
It's just funny.
Just because it's fun. Even though I have some kids at Tennessee that I want to see be successful, but, I also like dominance. Like, I like having a pretty good streak on Florida right now, and I really love our streak on Miami.
What's that, 6?
# stairway to 7.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, it's going to be it'll be 7 after October 8th.
Where's that game?
In Miami.
Not so
By the way, I got I sent you Uncle Luke's number.
I know. Yeah, this joker did. He sent me Uncle Luke's number, and I texted him and said, "What do you want me to do with this?" He said, "Call him." For what?
To try to see if we can get a plug.
A plug for what?
Tell him that, hey, this is the Sports Den. Shake what your mama gave you. Imagine him doing Banned in the USA for Sports Den.
I'll call him. I don't care. Maybe we can get him to come in and talk some trash a week of Florida State, Miami.
I got Santana Moss already amped up to do it.
Yeah.
I told him if he wants to, talk about how bad we're going to beat him, then that's cool. His funeral.
I'll reach out to him. I ain't scared. I'll reach out. I just didn't know what the hell you wanted.
They're going to be up here in Miami Jackson and
He's not.
The chick. He's not?
He quit.
Oh, I thought he was the DC still.
He was. He quit yesterday.
That's not cool.
No. Yeah, he was the DC at a high school in Miami, and they were supposed to be coming up to Jacksonville to play, and he just quit.
Was it because they got whooped?
I don't know. He just quit.
Dang.
Yeah, yesterday.
That's tough. He looked good in Garnet and Gold. That's their colors.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. So, we miss anything?
I don't know.
You don't know?
When
are we going to do another one? Let's just get this.
That's what we need to put out
there.
Okay,
let's just get this over with. We're on air, but who cares? We're going to talk about our crap anyway, okay? When are we going to do another one?
We can come tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow?
You got to do it before we go to the games, but I got time.
Yeah, Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
And then we can come in. Hell, it ain't like we got nothing to do till 8 p.m. on Sunday.
Dude, I ain't coming in on Sunday.
We got to work on Sunday.
I know, but I want to watch ball until then.
An hour?
Dude, if there's football on, I want to watch it. I can't have my Sunday up until I have to come in and work.
Okay, well, we can get away with 2 this week. Then we got to make sure we get 3.
All right,
3
fair
next
enough.
week.
So we're coming back tomorrow.
I'm trying to figure out if I might call in black on Monday.
Call in black.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Just like it's like calling in sick, but just with everything going on, just got to get a black day.
A black day.
Yeah, black day.
Huh.
It's supposed to be a national, just for people listening, it's supposed to be like a national boycott call in black day.
This is a movement.
On Monday. Like, how they say, like, instead of boycotting, just fulfill every stereotype that people have.
So this is the movement. This is the idea is we're going to just call in black.
Yeah, that's what, from now on, that's what I'm calling it.
Huh.
I'm not saying I'm calling in sick. It's like, man, I just need a black day, bro.
A black day.
But then I thought about it. We got sponsors.
That could be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Call in black?
Yeah.
No, man.
It could be. I'm sitting here, I'm like racking my brain trying to figure out what in my life I've heard that's dumber than having a call in black day. And I can't think of anything.
Nah, man, call in black. It's rough out here for big black guys.
Your job is not rough.
No. It's not my job. It's not about the job. I mean, it's about
what are you escaping from?
Yeah, it's not about my job. One, my jobs are easy. The 2 jobs I have. Well, let me rephrase that because time out. Can't nobody just do my job. But to me, there's relatively less stress because I do them very well.
We both have 2 jobs that are both things that we would do for free. Well,
yeah, but I'm just saying nobody else can do it. I'm just saying I don't want people thinking like, what the hell does James do? James does anybody can. I'm gonna go out here get some cones and I'm gonna start speed training white kids. I'm gonna get on. He already just says whatever he wants to do on a microphone. No, it's just it's about everything else going on. But I was joking with people. I thought about it, but then we got advertisers, so if I don't come in and speak, that just means.
Oh, you were gonna call in black to the radio show Monday night?
Every day I was gonna chill out. I was gonna have cigars.
All right, let me just throw this out.
Booze.
No, let me just throw this out here. I'm just gonna say it right now. You call in black to the radio show, and I am ripping you for 2 hours. I mean, ripping.
You know what? That might not be just the stick. That might not be bad radio. I might call in and do a segment, do the first segment.
No. You call in and you say I'm not in. No, we ain't taking the call, Scott. We ain't taking the call.
No, I was just saying, just call in and just say, hey guys, or leave a message, be like, hey, I just think I really need I just need a black day.
A black day.
Yeah, a black day.
This is the same guy that was 12 minutes late to a show that he was 30 minutes early to in the parking lot because he was outside smoking a cigar.
That wasn't why I was late. I was late because my sister had boyfriend problems.
True or false, you were in the truck smoking a cigar?
Actually, can I say I was smoking a cigar while I was talking to her? That's what I should have started off with. Hey, you men, stop breaking up with these girls through damn text message.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who does that?
I did. Apparently the new dudes.
Man, see, our country's got problems.
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
And I ain't talking about racial problems. I'm talking about men are just going
not
down the drain.
Men. Like, she comes in and tells, she's probably going to cuss me out, but damn it, I'm going to use my medium.
Do it.
She calls me and says, like, yo, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z happened. I'm like, okay, well, all of a sudden he just stopped spending time with me. Then, he's not doing this. I'm like, and I'm thinking, like, well, maybe you should just leave him. In my head, I'm like, he's probably done. This is what he does first. Unfriends her on Facebook.
Before he breaks up with
you, unfriend.
Did she do
your
something?
girl? She didn't do anything. She asked him, like, okay, you just moved. I don't really know where your house is. Your mom has a key, but she lives in Tallahassee. I live in Orlando. What's going on?
Dude.
Like, I was asking, like, are you nagging him? You getting on his nerves?
Like, okay, hold on. Just make sure I understand. So they're dating.
They're dating. Like, it's not a it's not like a secret. She's not like the side chick.
Okay,
like
so
she's
they're
like
dating.
This is an item. Like he lived with her.
Okay, they're dating, and then they're still dating, and he unfriends her from Facebook.
Right.
How do you know when somebody unfriends you?
She was like just wanted to go. I think she was going to put something on his page,
and they weren't friends.
So
they're still dating at this point, and then she's like, "Well, wait a second. Why did you unfriend me?" I'm sure she asked.
Yeah, but and didn't get any answers.
No answers.
No
and
response.
Then she gets a text saying, "We're done."
Well, she goes ahead and you know, like in my family, when stuff don't add up, we start subtracting.
Yeah.
So she's just like, all right, well, cool. We broke up. She's like, you could have just at least told me. Then he goes in like, I need you to pray for me. Going through some things. I don't know that. She says it to me. I'm like, yo, no. Better. Tells his mom, my sister broke up with him.
Dude.
And she's like, no. So it's just like I said.
Can we make sure that this guy gets this? I need him to hear this. We need to make sure that he gets this. Dude, here's what you need to do. Is you need to go to the kitchen and follow the story that we did a couple weeks ago. Just take a knife out and cut it off. Cut it off because you're not a man. You're not a man. You're a sorry excuse for a man. You shouldn't even be employed if that's how you act. You actually shouldn't even. You know what? We have no use for you here.
Right. And then another thing, and just this is my place sister. She's trying to talk to a dude. Talks to her sister about it. Said, "Hey, I just met this great guy." Guess what the sister says?
What?
Oh, this guy tried to talk to me. And then she's like, "Cool, not a problem." Both of them are good-looking women, so
okay.
I'm not mad at the guy.
Right.
She goes and just says, "Hey, why didn't you tell me you knew my sister?" He's like, "I'm not going to say the name." She's like, "Well, what do you mean? I don't know that name. It sounds familiar." He tries to play it off, then when she says, "Like, dude, I know." Oh, I knew you were going to be that type of girl. I didn't know you were going to go digging looking for something. It's my sister.
Dude, that's kind of a smooth move, though.
No, the way he tried to flip it, but he didn't flip it the right way, though.
He tried,
but he didn't. He could have.
Because he wasn't dating either one of them.
No, he wasn't.
I can't get mad at him for this.
But what I'm saying is just say, like, yes, I do know you. Don't say I don't know who your sister is.
No, I got you. Okay,
say, like, yes, I know your sister. It didn't go anywhere. Yeah. You know,
y'all look alike. Y'all are both hot.
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go beyond a conversation. I'm interested in you, though. I would love to continue to move forward with this. If it's uncomfortable, I understand. Let's just be friends.
He could have played that really well.
He could have played this role. This is the problem. He goes around, tries to flip it on her, tries to bash her. She's not even mad. And he's just like, this is the problem with women these days. You're trying to foster, like, nah, homie. You got caught, and all you had to do was say, yes, I know her. This is what happened. But you made it look like it's something really deep.
I mean, he could have run some good game. Like I knew you looked familiar, but you were too hot to be related to the person I thought you were. I mean, you know what I mean?
I texted her the game that I would use, that I would have used in that situation. And she was like, yo.
That would have worked.
That would have worked. That was actually pretty good. And I'm sitting here just like, I don't understand. It's too many between trannies and all this other stuff. It's too many hard things for single men out there. And that's why I'm glad I'm not single. Yeah. But you're making it harder on yourself when you don't act like a man.
I feel like we should start a series of men seminars. Go around the country speaking to men.
It started with, I blame skinny jeans.
Oh, I'm with you on that. I am complete. That and male capris.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm completely with you on that. And mani pedis.
And just so you know.
And emojis.
The guy was kind of light skinned too. I told my sister that was the first mistake.
Of course he was.
First mistake. Should have got a dark skinned dude.
Hey, we've gone over, dude.
Sorry. Oh, I mean, we can cut that. I don't care. My sister would probably be
we
pissed.
ain't cutting it. No, we ain't cutting it. So whenever you share this,
I'm going to tag her, and I hope she sends it to him. Well, come see me.
Whenever you share it, make sure you say, listen all the way to the end. And then that way, everybody gets actually the good stuff, because we just wasted like 50 minutes getting to the good stuff.
Yeah.
You should have let off with that.
It's called a teaser.
Oh, there you go. All right, Straight Talk, No Chaser. I'm Denny Thompson. That's James Coleman. We'll be back shortly. We will get you at least 2 a week starting now.